Now here's the thing about horses. They are really fascinating creatures. I mean, if you were to choose what creature to transform into, what would you choose? Me personally, I would choose a dragon, because horses suck. But here's the thing, this video is about mythical horses, in other words, the cool ones. So sit back and enjoy this list of the most fascinating mythical horses from different mythologies and cultures. The first and probably the most majestic looking mythical horse is the Pegasus. This creature is an immortal winged horse who was actually the child of Medusa and the Greek god Poseidon. According to Greek mythology, the Pegasus emerged from the neck of Medusa after her head was severed by the demigod Perseus. Similar to his father Poseidon, Pegasus inherited aquatic abilities. For instance, whenever the horse strikes the ground with his hoof, a body of water would emerge. The first owner of Pegasus was Bellerophon, who was another son of Poseidon, meaning he is technically Pegasus' half-brother. The man traveled on the Pegasus in several of his adventures, including his battle against the Amazon's warriors, and in his ultimate clash with the fire-breathing monster, the Chimera. In this fight, Bellerophon stabbed the terrifying monster till death, thanks to the swift flight of the Pegasus. After reaching such glory, Bellerophon started getting too arrogant. He came into the conclusion that humans were no longer worthy of living beside him, since this guy believed that he now belongs on Mount Olympus, where he would live among the gods. Therefore, Bellerophon mounted Pegasus and started ascending in the sky, reaching higher and further into the atmosphere. This was done with the hope of finding Mount Olympus. However, Zeus noticed that he was approaching his mount, and of course, he was not very happy with the idea of this fella freeloading on his kingdom. Thus, the king of gods sent a swarm of insects known as the gadfly towards the Pegasus. These insects started harming the flying horse, which led him to drop Bellerophon, who fell as a result to his death. After that, the majestic Pegasus did indeed find his way to Mount Olympus, where Zeus was quite impressed with this enchanting creature. Thus, he stabled the horse and tasked him with carrying his chariot. This chariot was full of Zeus's thunderbolts. Therefore, Pegasus was a much-needed companion to Zeus in his battles. And with that, the king of gods became the permanent owner of this mythical flying horse. The next creature is the creepy horse known as Kelpie. According to Scottish folklore, a Kelpie is a dangerous water creature that usually appears on land near lakes. This creature is described as a black horse that usually inhabits rivers, streams, and big ponds of water. The Kelpie would lure people to him, which were usually travelers, in order to prey on them. So like if you saw this creature and you decided for some reason to pet him, your fingers would actually get stuck on the horse's body. Then, he would gladly immerse you forcefully underwater. In other words,
I am under the water. Please help me.
However, the Kelpie can be tamed if a magic bridle is used against him. You might ask, why the hell would someone tame this creature? Well, a captured Kelpie is said to possess immense strength, since he has the power of 10 normal horses and even more superior stamina.
They don't know me, son!
Thus, capturing this dangerous monster would be considered as a valuable asset. If that wasn't enough, the Kelpie can also shapeshift into humans, mainly to an attractive man. This purpose would serve its instinct of leading people to big lakes, where it would prey on them. One usual way to distinguish a shapeshifted Kelpie from a normal human being are the seaweeds in his hair, since transformed Kelpies are characterized by having these sea plants in their hair. Another fun fact about the Kelpies is that if you strike them in their human form, they will shift back to their original form and flee. So the next time you're suspicious of a friend being a transformed mythical Scottish horse, you should smack the shit out of them. Other fascinating horses from Greek mythology, besides the Pegasus, are the horses of Helios, known as the sun horses. Like their name suggests, they were the horses of the sun god Helios, who were accompanying him across the heavens from east to the west of the world. The sun horses were renowned for their fiery nature. They were said to breathe flames and generate intense heat as they ran across the sky. Every day, Helios would attach the sun horses to his golden chariot and would embark embark on his journey from the eastern horizon towards the western one at sunset. This daily cycle represented the passage of the day from sunrise to sunset. A famous story involving the horses of Helios is the tale of Phaeton, Helios' son. In this myth, Phaeton begged his father Helios to allow him to drive the magnificent sun chariot for a day, and Helios reluctantly agreed after several attempts from his son. However, the inexperienced boy struggled to control the powerful fiery horses, and as a result, he steered dangerously close to the earth, scorching it and causing widespread devastation. Therefore, to prevent further disaster, the king of gods struck down Phaeton with a lightning bolt, ending his reckless ride. And with this ended the myth of Phaeton. Indeed, this story highlights the immense power of the sun horses as mighty and disastrous mythical creatures. The next horse is none other than Odin's majestic companion, Sleipnir. This creature from Norse mythology is described as an 8-legged horse, owned by the god of war and death, Odin. The latter rides Sleipnir on his dimensional journeys throughout the 9 realms. The horse, in fact, was born when the god Loki shapeshifted into a mare, luring another horse named Svadilfari into mating with him. The mythical horse had the power to move easily between dimensions, including the realm of the dead. However, its final ride was when it carried Odin to the final battle of Ragnarok. In this battle, forces of chaos, including Loki and Jormungandr, clashed with the Norse gods, and as a result, many Norse gods died, including Odin, along with his faithful horse. Now here's a fun fact about Sleipnir. In Norse mythology, Sleipnir's size is not really determined. However, according to a legend, Sleipnir once descended with immense force on the ground, striking his hoof down so hard that it left an imprint. And in fact, this imprint is said to be the Aspergi Canyon found on Iceland. Indeed, this tells a lot about the horse's terrifying strength. And finally, probably the most iconic horse in this list is none other than the majestic unicorn. This legendary creature has been described as a beast with a single spiraling, large, pointed horn projecting from its forehead. It was commonly described as an extremely wild woodland creature, which can only be captured by a version. For most of the time, mainly the Middle Ages, people really believed in the existence of this creature. His magical horn was said to be capable of healing numerous health issues. Indeed, unicorn horns were thought to cancel the effects of poisons, especially in an era where poison was a real and feared threat. Now here's a fun fact about unicorns. In medieval times, the tusk of the narwhal was sometimes sold as a unicorn horn. People tricked with this scam usually grind the horn into powder and use it as a remedy for fevers, infections, and even the plague. However, this does not deny the magnificence of this mythical horse known as the unicorn. And there we go, we reached the end of this video, so you should definitely check my other videos since I cover a lot of interesting stories from mythology. And as always, see you guys hopefully on the next video.